The boy wasn't afraid of fire. He was afraid of what he remembered inside it. That's how the story begins. A 7-year-old boy sitting silently in a cold therapy room, drawing the same burning house again and again, even though he had never seen one burn. Not in this life, at least. His name was Evan Hartley, and from the moment he learned to speak, he was obsessed with smoke alarms, evacuation maps, sprinkler systems, anything related to fire. His parents thought it was a phase, until Evan began naming people he had never met. A woman named Marjorie, a man named Theo, a little girl who didn't make it out. He described the layout of a house that didn't exist anywhere near them. A staircase with a loose board, a kitchen with a cracked window, a red front door with one hinge rusted through. His parents finally asked him, "Evan, how do you know that house?" And the boy answered, "Because I lived there before the fire." Months later, Evan's therapist asked him to draw the house again. This time, he included the street, a long curved road, a hill, and a dead end. It wasn't a child's imagination, it was a map. His father quietly began searching property records. Nothing matched. Until one night, buried in a forgotten online newspaper archive, he found it. A house burned down 32 years earlier. 3 people died. 1 body was never found. The address? The same street Evan had drawn. The Hartleys drove there on a gray October morning. Evan led them without hesitation. He walked the curved road, climbed the hill, and stood exactly where the front door used to be. He whispered, "I was here when it happened." And then he began calling out names, the same names from his childhood babbling. A neighbor stepped outside, an older woman who had lived there during the fire. When Evan described details from inside the house, the cracked window, the squeaky stair, she went pale, because only the family who died in that house knew about those things. According to Evan, the fire didn't start in the kitchen the way the newspapers reported. It started in the basement, in a fuse box with a faulty wire. He said the parents tried to reach the children, but the smoke descended too quickly. He described heat like a giant breathing on the walls. Therapists say the details were too accurate for a child to imagine. Investigators say the fire report never mentioned a fuse box at all because the basement was too destroyed to analyze. But the timeline Evan described perfectly matched the heat patterns in the original case file. The last piece came weeks later. Evan woke up screaming from a dream. His mother rushed in and held him as he cried. He said he remembered the girl again, the one who didn't make it out. His mother asked gently, "What was her name?" He hesitated, terrified, and then whispered, "Evan." Not the boy's name, the name of the child who died in that house 32 years earlier, the missing body. Child psychologists call Evan's experience cryptonemia, a mind pulling fragments of forgotten stories. But the Hartleys, they don't believe that anymore. Not after what they saw. They moved shortly afterward. Evan's drawings of fire became less frequent. He started smiling again. But every year, on the anniversary of the fire, he wakes up before dawn and stands quietly by the window, watching the darkness, waiting for something only he remembers. And when his parents ask him what he's thinking about, he always answers the same way. I don't want to forget them again. Maybe it's reincarnation. Maybe it's trauma carried through time. Or maybe some memories burn so hot they leave a mark on more than one life. Whatever the truth is, the story of Evan Hartley reminds us of something unnerving. The past doesn't always stay behind us. Sometimes it follows. If you want more human mysteries like this one, don't forget to subscribe. The next story is closer than you think.